Hi, welcome. My name is McCluskey, and on this video I'd like to take a couple minutes to discuss what the focus needs to be on when taking back the walk. What I show very clearly is that dog training is really a intervention at the relational level. The focus is on bringing the dog owner into right relationship with their dog through how they think, through how they connect, and through the specifics of how I use the relational model through what I define as follower moments to create the building blocks for change. But when you're first starting to walk, what I help dog owners focus on is that what really matters is not on distance, okay, but rather on where the dog's mind is traveling, and as it's pushing beyond the boundaries of the follower script, how to bring the dog's decision-making process within the right script, which is the follower script, as you're starting to reclaim the walk. So, when you're starting to walk, it's very important to tell dog owners is you want to start strong and you want to end strong. So even the point of when you start to put your dog on the leash to take your dog for the walk, right from that moment you're starting to create these moments. You're starting to bring the dog into right relationship as a follower, and how that picture looks, to see it, is the dog will be in the heel position. They will be beside you on the leash. The leash will be fairly short, kept short, and you're going to be redirecting the dog's decision-making process through you. And if you watch my videos, you'll see how this is done. And so as you're starting your walk, right from the moment that the dog goes on the leash, even before you leave the house, you're creating these moments. And you're working off the sit position as the staging area to do that. So when you see me do it, I'm not using commands. I know this is something that really throws people off because it's their nature to want to use commands. But again, what I show is dogs with connection. Dogs know what the intent is, where your mind is going before it even starts to build. And so you are communicating through nature. So the dog is resisting and not liking it when they're brought under reasonable influence. And again, I'll talk about what that represents in another video, reasonable influence, but under leadership. But this is how you establish it. You have to start to focus on where the mind is traveling, get a sense of what level you're being objectified. That's very important. So what I help dog owners do is I bring them in tune to this connection. They start to see things differently. They start to see what just represents a look, and what represents the dog wrapping their mind around other people, other dogs. They start to even start to air scent. They're seeking out fulfillment, okay, in their mind. They're starting to wrap. So you have to be in tune to that. So it's a lot of stopping. When you see me break down the walk, the whole point is I tell people, there's no sense, walking, letting your dog walk you. If they're already starting to surge out in front of you, you can't allow it. You have to bring them back into the right relationship. You have to have those defined lines very clearly. So it's really about how you think. It's the power of how you think. It's having that picture clearly painted in your mind, because the dog gets a sense of that, okay, to clarity. So you have to establish it. So my whole thing when I'm helping dog owners is to create the foundation for not just the walk, but for overall relational change. So the investment in these moments that you're creating through this relational model is an investment on changing the entire relationship. So it impacts not just the moment that you're in, but it impacts after a few days, a few weeks. It begins to impact the entire relationship. And the level of influence, or the level of time it takes, the amount of time it takes for meaningful change to take hold, is really dependent on how much power your dog has to begin with. And again, when I get involved and help dog owners, I help them right from the first session get a sense of that, and so that they're not deceived. I mean, that's the thing I talk about, what underpins response, and that there's a lot of deception there if you're not putting response into the right context. And that's one of the things that takes people's legs out, even trainers' legs out, that are not focusing in on dogs as the relational beings they really are and what that represents with how the decision-making process is influenced. So if you're interested if you need help, I'm here to help you. If you're in the Florida area, it doesn't matter contacting me by email or phone. We can schedule a session. I offer both home visits, coming to you or coming here to where I'm at. And the focus is on, where I show training as a intervention. It's not about doing, 100 sessions. I mean, that's what often happens. We're training as an intervention. Every situation is different, so training is done as needed. And so it's about bringing you into right relationship with your dog. And so you're getting the right information through this system. The system's all about encouraging you, helping you gain confidence. So even if you failed in the past, even if you feel you may have been just going through an endless cycle of frustration and failure over the last number of years even with dogs, this system represents new beginnings. So it totally is different than the majority of other systems because I developed it. There's not the techniques that I use, the methods I use, the approach I use. It takes it right down to the foundation when it comes to seeing dogs as the relational beings they are. So in saying that, there's hope for almost any situation. It doesn't matter. Even I've dealt with some terrible situations where it seems like there's no hope with very aggressive dogs. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's easy. It can be the most difficult thing that you'll ever do. But in saying that, it's all about doing it smart. It's knowing how to approach dogs based on how they connect with us and how to set up the type of structure and the type of framework which is going to take the stress and pressure off you while you're able to move forward and create meaningful change and lasting results in the relationship. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a great day.